Hey there, I'm Luke the Cooking Camper. Here is Zena the Glamper Camper. Today we're at home and we're going to be teaching you how to make my favorite taco seasoning. And this is the reason that I like to make this spice mix at home before I go camping. We've got 20 different spices and some sugar going into this. Now if you would like to bring just loose spices in a camper, you can still bring a glass jar. You would just want to make sure it's very secure, or I recommend bringing one of these alternatives. First, we're going to start with 1/8 of a teaspoon of white pepper and 3/8 of a teaspoon of ground jalapeno pepper. We've got 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground nutmeg, 3/8 of a teaspoon of ground coriander, 3/4 of a teaspoon of cumin, 1/8 of a teaspoon of cloves, 3/4 of a teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1/4 of a teaspoon of ancho chili powder, 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 of a teaspoon of Mexican oregano, 7/8 of a teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of basil, 3/4 of a teaspoon of Aleppo pepper, 1/8 of a teaspoon of chipotle chili pepper, 1/8 of a teaspoon of hot Hungarian paprika, 1/2 of a teaspoon of rubbed sage, 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground or powdered bay leaf, 3/4 of a teaspoon of marjoram, 1/4 of a teaspoon of ground green chilies, 5/8 of a teaspoon of cilantro leaves, and 1 teaspoon of some sugar. And then you just have to give it a stir. Take the lid of this little container and just give it a shake. And that's our taco seasoning mix. Zena the Glamper Camper approved. Well, we hope you try out that taco seasoning. I use it a lot and I included it in our Taco Tots recipe video. I'll link that video down below so that you can check it out. Have a great one.